Hi everyone, Janie here. Welcome back to my garden and welcome to my August back garden tour. It was actually the girls' first day of school today, which every first day of school I get a little teary-eyed because I cannot believe how quickly time flies when you have young kids. I'm sure a lot of you know what I'm talking about. Shay is starting 5th grade, my youngest, and then my oldest, Sadie, is starting 7th grade, which here where we live, that is actually junior high, which oh my goodness, like I have a junior high kid. I cannot believe it. But it was so fun to see how excited they were. Jason just left and took them. And then I've been out in the back garden kind of cleaning up a little bit. I am so behind on my cleanup. I was planning to do it with Jason last week, but we ended up getting sick. The whole family really got a bug and we just took it easy and did absolutely nothing for a week. So I am definitely behind, but I still wanted to film an August back garden tour before August is over. So I thought I would stop my cleanup and do it before I got too hot and gross and sweaty today, because we are going to get up to 100 degrees today. So anyway, let me get started here in the secret garden. It's looking okay. It definitely needs some work. So here on the north side of my house, I am in my secret garden, and you all know my secret garden has been kind of a struggle for me, just simply because I'm just getting used to the lighting of this garden. It is definitely what you would call a sun transition garden, in that during the winter time it is full shade, and during the summertime, at least this side is full sun, or I guess I would say part sun. I don't know. It's a really tough spot for me. It's just one of those tough spots. I do have shade cloths that I do want to install up above, but I just have to, that involves putting posts up and everything like that because I don't trust this fence. So it's definitely just kind of a work in progress. Another thing that I do want to do is I am going to put window boxes and shutters over here on these windows. I think that will look really pretty. One thing I do have to show you all though is look at my pufferfish hydrangea. This is such a beautiful hydrangea and it's doing so well in this spot right here. It's making me think maybe hydrangeas all along this left side, the shady border, would be really pretty. And then I have those 2 coral bark maples that are on either side of my front door, and I can put those in here as well. And I thought that with maybe some asparagus ferns would be a gorgeous combination. Right now I have this heuchera in a whole bunch of different colors, which it's very pretty, but it also is not very bright, I would say. It just doesn't get enough sun to really like shine. I think if I got maybe like the peach berry one, the peach heuchera, it would pop a little bit more. But this definitely, like, it's pretty, but it definitely doesn't really catch my eye when I'm walking back here. So a lot of work still needs to be done. I do have these false climbing hydrangeas that are just going crazy, looking really pretty. And then I do want to show you, I did just install, Jason and I installed these hog wires on this fence, and I planted star jasmine to climb up it, and it's actually doing really well. I got little baby ones, but they're doing really well. I don't know what's up with this one. Do you see that? That's like one branch. Like, what is it doing? I don't know what it's doing, but it's somewhat happy, I guess I would say. The other thing I wanted to show you all, I showed you all yesterday in my front garden tour, how my Surefire rose begonia kind of fell over, and the same thing happened with my Surefire white begonia. Literally like the same day, they all fell over, and I think it was a day that was really hot. We had gone from nice, beautiful 80-degree weather to boom, 103 or something like that. So I think it was just in shock, and it kind of fell over, and I came and I trimmed it all back. It's all still living. It still looks really good, but that's why it's all cut back right now, in the middle of August, because it just, I don't know, it just kind of collapsed. But over here on this side, it ended up being fine. So I'm not totally sure. The other thing that's not really working really well is I planted these Niagara Fall panicums on either side of my fountain right here. I don't know. See, I honestly, you guys, I think this is sun. I think this gets nice, beautiful morning sun, and this doesn't get enough sun over here. Like, it's the most interesting spot because I have this walnut tree right here. I have this almond tree right here. Like, we have the eaves of our house. Like, it's just the most It's the weirdest sun area, and I'm having such a tough time really figuring it out, which is, I mean, it's good to see, just to remind us all that, like, there are sun transition areas that are really difficult, like this one, and I'm working through it. I'm trying to figure it out. It's, you know, I think I'm getting there, but it's definitely taking me a lot of time. This is my soft caress mahonia. This is going to start blooming in the winter. I can see little buds on it, growth on it. Really, really pretty plant simply because of the foliage. The foliage is absolutely beautiful. And then right here, this is my camellia. This one is, oh my gosh, look how dirty that is. I gotta come and clean that, but you can see new buds on that as well. So definitely signs of, like late season blooms and stuff like that. Look at my cyclamen. Look at this has been blooming all year long. At my last house, I planted cyclamen right underneath my crepe myrtle tree, and it bloomed all year long as well. And I just think, like, if you find the right spot for cyclamen, at least in my climate, it will seriously bloom absolutely nonstop. I won't say it looks like incredible, like I don't think I would rely on this plant, but I mean, how pretty is that, right? It's gorgeous. Okay, and then coming this way out into my back garden, I mean, I don't know. I think it's just that time of year that I'm kind of like, oh, everything feels so overgrown and everything needs to be cut back. I did come out here with Sadie the other week, and I trimmed my zinnias back by half. And I have to say, I'm really excited about that because I am seeing so many new buds here. I even have some new flowers as well. And they were just about done. Like, I was about to pull them, but they actually are looking really good. Like, I even have some more new blooms there, which is really exciting. So I had read that you can trim your zinnias really hard. Look at all these buds. Look at this. There's so many new buds. I'm going to get a whole flush of blooms. That's exciting. So I had read that zinnias can take to really, really hard pruning. I have just never done it, honestly. And so I've always just deadheaded my zinnias. I've never actually we literally mowed them down. But I mean, they look really, really good. So I think maybe in another week or two, I should have a full flush. We'll see. Hopefully, I don't know. I mean, better that than me taking them completely out, which was the other thing that I was going to do. But I'm really glad that I didn't do that this year because I still want zinnias. Over here on my dahlias, don't look too close. They are so overgrown. I'm still getting really, really good blooms off of them. This white one is absolutely the most beautiful one. I don't really remember the name of it. This was from my friend Kate from Hello Garden. She gave me these, and this white one is probably my favorite dahlia ever, I would say. I just really, really like how beautiful it is. It's so tight. It's so I don't know, it's just perfect. It's a perfect dahlia. And then this one right here, this is my sunset dahlia. I actually grew this dahlia from seed. I got a pack of dahlia seeds from Floret Flowers, and I grew this one, and this was hands down my favorite one because this color mimics the sunset that you see that way. Like, it will absolutely match the sunset. So it's a really, really pretty dahlia. I'm gonna trim these. I'm gonna deadhead these today. I should not be showing this on video, but whatever, I don't care. Over here, this is my corn. I planted my corn. I felt like it was a little late, but I think it's gonna work because look at how good this corn looks. It's two different varieties, and both of them are very, very fast growing corn. So like, I think they're only like 60 day or 60 something day. So when I planted it with enough time that it should be ready by October 1st. I don't know, we'll see, but it's kind of fun to have corn growing here. And then back here, I have rudbeckia and sunflowers over here. And I promise, I purposely left these here. I did not deadhead these. I wasn't being lazy about this. There have been birds all over these two garden beds, absolutely all over these two garden beds. They love the rudbeckia, the seed heads from the rudbeckia, and they love, love, love the seed heads from the sunflowers. So I've been seeing them around here absolutely all the time, and so I just couldn't bring myself to kind of cut these back. I still have a couple blooms, you know, here and there, and over there I still have a lot of blooms over there, but they have just been absolutely, like, look at this. And my goal is to attract more birds to my garden. I really, really want to start attracting birds. I've done a really good job attracting pollinators. There's lots of pollinators, but I want more birds. So I'm going to be putting up bird houses and bird feeders during the winter time and trying to plant more plants like this that the birds really, really like, because I just want, I want more bird sounds. We have some bird sounds, but I want a lot of bird sounds. So I'm going to be focusing on that. I've already started doing a lot of research on it, and just seeing kind of what I need to do. These two back beds here, I planted some dahlias in these beds, and these were dahlias that I got from my friend Claudia, and they are, I think I just need to give them some more time. They're not quite ready yet. Not all of them sprouted. So I think that they got injured during transport when she mailed them to me. I think maybe they were sitting in the box for too long, because not all of them, like I planted some in my long border in the front garden, and not all of them are sprouting. Honestly, maybe I just messed up or something like that, but they're just not doing that well. Look at this. Look at this sunflower right here. My goodness. This is the Delta sunflower. I got it from Curious Flora Nursery, what used to be Annie's Annuals. It is a native sunflower, and it's just going to go absolutely crazy. And yes, I am going to have this all over my garden, like seedlings of this all over my garden. I'm totally aware of that, but I don't care. It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So anyways, with the dahlias, I'm not totally sure that these are going to work for this year. I don't know if they'll be ready by the time I have my first frost, but I am definitely crossing my fingers. Last year I had tomatoes. I had veggies in these back two garden beds, and I think next year I'm going to do that because my girls have definitely been asking. They want me to plant more tomato plants, and I feel bad that I didn't plant more tomato plants for them. I didn't realize how much they actually enjoyed it. On the post here, I have some hops, and I just have to show you all. Look at how beautiful this is. Look at how gorgeous all these flowers are. They're so beautiful. I don't even know if you can dry these hops flowers. I'm gonna have to look into it, but I just cannot get over how beautiful they are. Now I am planning to get rid of these hops. I'm gonna take them down this winter and try and dig out the rhizomes and everything like that, because I have other plans for what I want to put on these posts. But this has been so enjoyable this year, especially seeing that. Look at how gorgeous that is. Oh my goodness, that is so beautiful. Back here, it looks like Monty found a lizard. What'd you find, bud? What'd you find? This is my moon garden that I have on either side of my greenhouse. It's going absolutely nuts. I do want to do another moon garden next year, but I want to put it in a more visible location. Like, there are so many plants here. I can't see what's around the greenhouse. So I haven't really been able to enjoy the moon garden except for when I actually walk back here. But I am really excited about the euphorbia, the diamond frost euphorbia. This is the first year that it's really performed this well for me, and I am so happy with it. I just think it looks so beautiful. And a lot of you have messaged me and told me how much you loved this plant, and I honestly didn't know what the big fuss was. I didn't think it was that great, but now that I actually got it to take and I got it in a good spot, I get it. It's a really, really beautiful, beautiful plant. This is Supertunia Vista Snowdrift. Absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. And then I have my Stratosphere White Gara that's just been an absolute showstopper all year. It's kind of faded now at this time of year. I probably could have done with cutting it back as with the rest of my garden probably halfway through the year, but lesson learned. But I have to say, I am loving, loving, loving the Gara this year. I wanted to show you guys, I did hang a wind chime. I actually found, I was looking at a garden center and I found a wind chime, and it was like $300 or something like that. And I'm sure it's a much, much better one, but I actually found this one at Home Goods, and it's great. I love it. And I actually think I want to move it closer to my window because I really do like the sound. I think it's really beautiful. it just adds that one more sensory experience in your garden, you know, like with fountains and everything like that. So sound, I want birds for birds chirping. I want more fountains in my garden. I just want my whole garden to be like a complete sensory experience. So I just wanted to show you all that, because when I showed you all that $300 wind chime, all of you were like, there's cheaper ones. And yes, you're totally right. I think this one was $30. So that was definitely a benefit, a good home goods find. Back here underneath my olive tree, my beautiful, beautiful olive tree, I have some of my Limelight Prime hydrangeas that are doing really, really well. We do have gophers back here, and we have ground squirrels back here. I'll show you another ground squirrel hole over by the pond in a little bit. But I did plant these in gopher cages, and they seem to be working really, really well. And it just makes me feel good to know that they're here. And I think that this is something that I'm definitely going to have to do more of in my garden, just because I live out in the country and I have fields all around me. You know, like back here is a horse field. Over here is a goat field. Over here is more goats over there. So I think that it's just going to have to be something that I definitely keep track of. You can see there's a flag right there, which is gopher activity. That indicates gopher activity, and we're watching it. And actually, it looks like... oh my gosh! Look at this! Wouldn't that be crazy if something came out right now? Look at that, you guys. That is what I'm dealing with. Oh my goodness. Anyway, so coming back this way behind my office, I have my potting area, and I have my frog pond that has been working really well. There's still tadpoles in there. I don't know if these are new tadpoles or if they just take that long to grow. I really should look that up. I really should look that up. Look at that. Isn't that cool? So you all know I'm not a huge fan of frogs. I'm not a huge fan of toads. We have so many around our property, absolutely so many around our property. And I thought that my idea for making a wildlife pond, a frog pond for them, is that I would keep them in one area, basically. I would keep them back here, and then hopefully that would keep them away from other parts of my garden and keep them, kind of contained back here. That's where my brain went with this. Like, let's just go with it. You know what I mean? I know frogs and toads are really, really good for your garden. I totally get that. It's when I'm digging and I'm digging a hole and they jump out at me right when I'm digging. That's really what gets me. But I wanted to show you guys this. Here's another hole that we're dealing with. This, I'm almost positive, is ground squirrels. I think that it's definitely too big for toads or anything like that. So definitely a ground squirrel issue that we have going on. And I'm sure the ground squirrels are probably enjoying the water source that they have right here. So fine, enjoy that. I wanted to show you guys my pink lemonade honeysuckle. You see a bee on it over there. This, it's really, really beautiful. I don't know if it gets too much shade or what, but or if it's just susceptible to it, but it definitely gets powdery mildew on it, kind of bad. I've never sprayed it. I've never treated it at all. But it got powdery mildew last year, and it has powdery mildew this year as well. And yeah, it's just like, I've never grown pink lemonade honeysuckle. I've only grown Hall's japonica honeysuckle. So I'm interested to know if you all have grown this one and if it's susceptible to powdery mildew. It's funny because I actually don't get a lot of powdery mildew in my garden because we're so dry. So I'm not totally sure how this is getting powdery mildew, but I definitely have an issue with powdery mildew back here because I have powdery mildew on this. I've seen powdery mildew a little bit on my Gertrude Jekyll rose, and I've seen it a little bit on my crepe myrtles behind the greenhouse. So it's definitely something going on back here, powdery mildew wise. So I have to show you my quick fire fab hydrangeas. I have to show you them now because I am planning to cut all of these beautiful, beautiful blooms. They are so gorgeous. I'm going to cut them and dry them and bring them inside for some fall decorating, because aren't they the most beautiful color? They're still lime, but they're just starting to turn. And I think that I can probably get them to maintain that color even when I'm drying them. That's my goal. So I wanted to film this garden tour and show you guys what the quick fire fab were looking like in the Vigo beds before I trim them, but I am planning to trim them today and take them inside. And I'll just put them in a vase with just a little bit of water just so that they can dry and then hopefully stay that way. And I think that will be gorgeous, gorgeous fall decoration. Here is one of the craziest plants I have in my garden. This is my Victorian Victorian lady flowering maple. It is beautiful. It is such a beautiful specimen, especially on the Vigo bed arch. Like, look at how good that looks. It's so pretty, and it's so fun to find a plant that is in the right spot. Do you know what I mean? It's always a hard thing to find the right spot for the right plant and everything like that. And I ended up just planting this Victorian lady flowering maple in these Vigo beds as like a temporary thing, but it just ended up being so incredibly happy. I just decided to leave it because you can't, this thing is just, it's a tree. It's a literal tree. So for those of you wondering, I have the extra tall 9-in-1 Vigo garden beds in olive green, and then I did get the arches to connect both of them, and you guys, I love it. This whole area right here, this was actually just a slab of concrete, and I didn't really know what to do with it. I had no plans with it. I really didn't want it to be concrete, and so I ended up putting these Vigo beds on, and they just work absolutely perfectly. Ideally, I would like to put some gravel around the Vigo beds. I think that the gravel would be really pretty, but just to save some money for now, I ended up just putting wood chips that I got for free off getchipdrop.com. Why can I not talk today? I ended up getting the wood chips for free off getchipdrop.com, and I think it looks fabulous. I really, really love this area. You can see my tomato plant. This is my sun gold tomato plant, which has been absolutely amazing. The girls have been eating off this a lot. I don't think this is getting enough sun. It's always a kind of a interesting thing for us here in Northern California, where we're super, super, super hot, especially during the summertime. Tomatoes sometimes it gets too hot for tomatoes to actually produce fruit. Now, the interesting thing with this year, though, is we weren't hot this year. We were like consistently in the 90s over the summer, which has been amazing, absolutely fabulous. But I planted tomatoes thinking it was going to be in the hundreds, even up to 117 sometime. And this area right here gets really beautiful afternoon shade. And I actually think this tomato plant got too much shade this year, especially because it didn't get as hot as I thought it would. So I think that that's why I have so much foliage growth. This is one plant, by the way, you guys. This is one plant. I think that that's why I got so much foliage growth and not a lot of tomatoes, not a lot of fruits. And that's one of the things that can happen if it doesn't get enough light, is that you get a lot of this beautiful, beautiful growth, but not a lot of fruit set. So I don't think this is technically the wrong place for tomatoes, but I just think since this year was such a mild summer, it probably wasn't the best place. Doesn't matter because I'm not going to be planting them next year anyway, just to kind of change the spots up. I will be putting them back in those back two beds by the greenhouse. Okay, and then coming over here, I have these two stock tanks. You can't even tell that they're stock tanks, but trust me when I say they're stock tanks in front of my office. Love it. I think it looks so beautiful. I am so happy with this. Last year I had just a whole bunch of pots here, and I thought it looked really pretty as well. but it was a lot, you know, and this year it's still a lot, but it's definitely been limited a little bit. I have a purple fountain grass on both sides, and then I have plain the blue salvia. You can see right here, that's this purple one right here. I have Supertunia Vista bubblegum, and then I have some credible sunflowers right here. And just this combination is just beautiful. I love this combination. Over here, I have a Crown Princess Margareta rose. Let's see if I have a bloom. Here we go. Really, really beautiful. Gosh, I should cut that, huh? Isn't that gorgeous? Really, really beautiful. But I did, in the meantime, I did plant a purple hyacinth bean to kind of grow up this way. And I need to have some type of wire or something that it can keep growing up, because I thought that it wasn't going to grow. I thought it got taken over by the rest of these plants here, but we got some heat and all of a sudden it went crazy. This year has definitely been a weird year for us, just because normally we're so incredibly hot, and you know, when I expect certain things to grow, I expected them to grow a lot sooner in the year, but we just didn't get hot enough, which I am not complaining. I will take that every single year. But a lot of my plantings were planning for a lot of heat, and it just didn't really happen this year. Over here, last thing I'll show you guys are the containers in front of my metal workshop. I am so happy, you guys. So I ended up, they were looking really, really bad. They were taken over by spider mites. They were so overgrown, and I ended up cutting them way, way back, probably like 6 weeks ago, I would say. And then I sprayed them with takedown spray. That's it. Takedown spray. And oh my goodness, they bounced back so fast, and they look better than they did when they first started out. So I have unplugged white salvia right here. Really, really gorgeous. I love this plant. Then I have my euphorbia. And I have to say, before I cut everything back and before I sprayed everything, the euphorbia was doing absolutely nothing. I thought that it was dying. But as soon as I cut everything back and I gave it a chance to grow, it absolutely took off. It is looking so pretty. And then I have my Tiara Blue Supertunia underneath there. And just this combination has just been really, really beautiful. And I just cannot say enough about that garden takedown spray for spider mites. If you're dealing with spider mites, definitely try it. And I only sprayed it once. I only did one spray. Here it is right here. I just wanted to show it to you guys. Here's this Monterey Takedown Garden Spray. I just sprayed this once. I put it in here so you can see I still have some left over in there. I sprayed it, and almost immediately I started getting an improvement. It was really great. All right, everyone. So that's going to be it for my August back garden tour. Yeah, it's not as exciting as the front garden, but I consider this my working garden, more veggies and everything like that. I'm actually really excited. I'm taking a class in September from a local farm about growing winter vegetables. And you all know how bad I am at vegetables. I shouldn't say bad. I'm learning. I am learning vegetables. So I'm really excited. I have big plans for my Vigo beds and for my raised beds back here. And so hopefully I can grow some nice, beautiful winter vegetables this year. So anyway, definite work in progress, but it is okay. Everything is a work in progress. Not everything has to be perfect all the time. I'm telling myself that. I'm just talking to myself. I hope you all enjoyed this, and I hope you all have a chance to get in your garden today.